Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar, How Mobile Will Impact the Insurance Industry in 2016. My name is Adam Bookman, and I'll be your moderator for today. Before we begin, just wanted to set a few ground rules and give you a couple updates. One, this webinar is being recorded, and at the end of the presentation, later on in the day, the webinar recording and the slides will be available to you for download. And you can grab them at our website. We'll also send you a follow-up reminder with the slides and a link to the recording. If there are any questions throughout the presentation, just enter them on your webinar console in the chat or question function, and we'll be sure to get to you and make sure that our speaker gets those questions and you get your answers. As always, remember, you can follow us on Twitter at Propelics, and go to propelics.com for lots of great information and hundreds of hours of other webinars. So let's begin here. I have a couple slides just to tell you about Propelics for those of you who don't know. I see a lot of folks on the call who are pretty familiar with Propelics, so I'll go through these slides relatively quickly. And if you want more information, you can just contact us and we can give you a bit of a deep dive. Propelics is a company, a consulting company that focuses on mobile strategy and mobile app development for large enterprise companies. We have a long history working with very large companies to develop strategies around disruptive technologies. We started Propelics to focus on mobile, and we focus really on mobile only, from strategy through app development and then management of apps after they go live, from continuous testing and support and new deployments. Our headquarters are in San Jose, California. We have offices in Boston, Pittsburgh, and a delivery center in Guadalajara, Mexico. As you can see here, we have some amazing clients. Some of you are on the call, so thank you, both within the insurance industry and really across many verticals. And that helps us pull use cases from vertical to vertical. Because mobile is still so new, you often have to look outside your industry to get the best use cases. And we're really able to leverage that given our customer base. The way that we typically start engagements with our clients is through our enterprise mobile strategy services. We have a series of kickstarts, which are very short offerings of 1 to 3 week workshops that allow you to really get momentum around your mobile strategy and kickstart them, as the title suggests. These kickstarts are both on the business side and on the IT side. From a business perspective, we help companies identify mobile use cases, figure out really where to start with mobile, how to think about mobile strategically, instead of having an idea, going build it, having another idea with some money, let's go build it. How can we think strategically about mobile, and what do we want to do as a company, and how can we use mobile to influence our company goals, and think of mobile apps and our mobile app roadmap holistically. We do a lot of work around mobile app scoping and rapid app prototyping, which are extremely cool, quick workshops that at the end of 1 week, you have a working prototype. We can take an idea from the back of an app into a working app in a week. Do a lot of work around mobile UX redesign and rethinking, because mobile changes so rapidly, mobile design paradigm shifts. So you really have to think about refreshing your mobile apps every once in a while, or extending them to various platforms. So we have a great design team that helps with that. And on the IT side, we work with IT teams to figure out how to handle the wave of mobile that's coming their way, all the way from infrastructure side things like wireless and networking and mobile device management, mobile application management, to the application development side on should we build cross-platform, should we do native apps, how do you decide, how do you test for mobile, how do you support mobile, what skills do we need, and we have a number of offerings around mobile testing strategy, mobile test automation, and that's just the beginning. A lot of what we do is on the mobile app development side, both for custom mobile app development as well as for managed services around mobile app development, mobile testing, and mobile support. We've also are co-founders of the Mobile Research Council, This is a group of very large organizations that come together in a mobile community, and the idea is that our members are able to speak with each other, mobile practitioners in the field from various companies, with no vendors involved, no sales angle, just a way to get together to discuss mobile trends, to talk about what's happening, to share real world experiences. We get together on monthly roundtables and on biweekly huddles to talk about what's new in the industry, how we're handling certain things, how to think about new mobile topics, and really share ideas. And it's a great, great community, and I'd recommend that you go check it out at mobileresearchcouncil.com. And finally, Propelics has recently forayed into the mobile app product space. We found some products, we've developed some products that we've heard our clients call for, the same types of products. One is called Exact Meeting. It's a meeting room finder and mapping software that allows you to identify conference rooms near you that have the right materials, and allows you to book them easily and quickly, and also find out where they are. We have a product called Lead to Capture, which is a way to manage events when you go to an event, to capture leads and to send leads that you capture through a beautiful kiosk directly to your marketing system and your sales system, so you can follow up with them and they don't get lost in pen and paper and never get followed up with, which happens all the time. And finally, Sure Audit, which is our exciting audit tool that really allows you to audit anything. Most audits in many organizations are still paper-based checklists, paper-based audits, paper-based assessments, and we've created a beautiful app that allows you to consistently audit people, stores, cars, really equipment, and then it integrates camera functionality, notes, follow-up information, and allows you to aggregate all that information across people so you can get a really good idea of what's going on, and has a great reporting mechanism on the back end. So we'd happy to talk to you more about any of these products. But let's get into it now. I'd like to introduce to you our speaker for today. His name is James Hoshor. James is a senior mobile strategist and solutions architect at Propelics. James has a ton of experience working with large companies in executive leadership, strategic planning, and business development roles. He has a very, very long history in mobile, assisting clients across many industries, helping develop their mobile strategies and deliver great apps. He has a very robust history in the insurance space, and we're excited to have him here with us today to speak to you about how mobile will impact the insurance industry in 2016. So James, let me hand it over to you.
All right, thanks Adam for the introduction and stuff, and welcome everybody. I'm excited to talk to you today and share our insights of what we think will be some of the key game-changing areas where mobile will impact the insurance market and companies out there today. So let's talk a little bit about that. So today, really want to focus on 4 key areas: personalized customer service and support, big data analytics, wearables in the Internet of Things, and enterprise mobility management. You know, we remember those days of sitting at the kitchen table for hours to get a quote or to review policy information. Well, those days are pretty much gone thanks to mobile. So now we can shop for and purchase insurance products, compare companies, and even file a claim right there in the spot if we get in an accident. So we're clearly beyond the table stakes. So really, how is mobile going to be a game changer in 2016? The past decade, companies really have been bogged down by regulatory challenges and changes, legacy modernization initiatives, and other business challenges that are being posed daily. So, you know, those days are hopefully over for most of us, which is really going to enable the insurance companies to focus on transforming their businesses. And hopefully we can enhance not only the customer experiences through mobile, but now our employees and partners' experiences too. The mobile is really now one of the top strategic focus areas for insurance companies. The leading companies are developing enterprise mobile solutions that are improving everyday workflows and business processes that employees are performing, and recognizing significant gains in operational efficiencies from those. These companies are also now exploring and incorporating wearable devices and the Internet of Things to achieve competitive advantages and market differentiation. So we're going to dive into really 4 key areas that we're seeing making the biggest impact to the industry and companies in 2016. So the first one I'm going to talk about really evolves around personalized customer service and support. You know, businesses must now really consider the complete customer experience. So with the continuous growth of mobile and introduction of new types of devices, such as wearables and such, and now the millennial market becoming even a bigger part of our target markets in the insurance space, you know, as companies, we can't just say we have a mobile website or, you know, we build a customer-facing app and just check the box and think we're good. You know, an interesting statistic that I ran across the other day is that, you know, there's more than 80% of mobile users that are more likely to forget their wallet at home than their mobile device. And this truly speaks volumes. It shows how mobile is becoming more intimate. It's more personal in our daily lives, whether it's personal uses or business uses. So, you know, we're really, as a customer, changing our expectations, and especially as we engage with companies that provide us services or products, you know, especially in the insurance industry for that matter, we want our insurance providers really to provide offers and services that are tailored and personalized to me. I don't want to be just treated as another policy number out there and get the same thing that my neighbor or somebody else is getting down the street. So one of the things that the insurance companies really need to recognize, again, is with the millennial market, you know, becoming a bigger part of our targets out there, and truly bringing a strong purchasing power, we have to really look at, again, that whole mobile engagement ecosystem here. Millennials now have grown up in the digital era and use online technologies to research companies, your services, your products. They're looking at customer reviews, your ratings and such, and now they're even using, you know, mobile obviously to purchase products and services. You know, versus the old days where it was all about that one local insurance rep named Bob. And every town or neighbor, you know, everybody in the town or your neighborhood, you know, we all just went to Bob because we didn't know any better. There wasn't really any other choices that, you know, we now have today with mobile and social media and such. So companies really need to consider how they engage with and distribute their products and services. You know, getting a quote, managing accounts, filing a claim, insurance cards, you know, and how we issue them. You know, as users, we want information in our moment of time, and we want the choice of how we engage with our company, whether it's, you know, from our PC at home, our smartphone, tablets, and even now wearable devices. So companies really need to leverage mobile technologies and the abilities that it provides to harness information about our customer behaviors, our personal information, so we can really truly deliver more tailored and personalized service offerings. So here's a couple examples. Obviously, you recognize on the slide here that, you know, there's flow from Progressive, right? So Progressive is you know, taking a service and really through mobile technologies and social media offering that tailored experience to their customers out there. So they have that name your price tool that really is providing a tailored price and even policy options to their customers via any way they want to get that, whether it's their desktop or if they want to pull up their mobile device and get that quote. So obviously they're making it convenient for me to do business with them and to be able to get the right product or service offering. Another example is Allstate. Allstate's done a nice job of creating what they call their DriveWise solution. So they've got a mobile app as well as their fob that you plug into your car. And the thing that they're doing here is they're really harnessing that customer information, you know, the driving behavior is how fast do I drive, you know, do I brake often, do I brake hard, the time of days that I'm driving. And based on that information that they're collecting through mobile devices, they're able to reward me based on that history and, you know, give me discounts on that. So to me, that's valuable. They're tailoring, you know, their offerings and certainly the discounts to, you know, how I'm using their mobile device and the information they gather. So another important game changer we're seeing is delivering seamless user experiences. More consumers than ever are using mobile devices to get quotes and purchase information, as we discussed. So it is important that you deliver a seamless user experience across all engagement methods, your desktops, the laptops, smartphones, and other mobile devices. So from a customer's perspective, there was a recent survey done by EverQuote that stated mobile consumers are 17% more likely now to complete an insurance quote request than a desktop user. This is only likely to increase as time goes on. So many companies are out there today are really only focused on mobile enabling their website or just building an app. And the challenge here is they're really losing sight of the whole user engagement ecosystem. Yes, having a great mobile experience is key, but you must also make sure your website, social media, and even email communications offer a cohesive and consistent user experience. This is definitely critical in acquiring new customers today, and even more important, retaining your existing customers too. Now, if we look at it from an employee or business partner perspective, the same holds true when delivering multiple engagement solutions for them to engage with you, whether it's an employee or a partner. They need to have a seamless and great user experience with you. So as an agent or a broker, for example, I need to be able to easily and quickly access customer information, or assess a claim or develop a quote no matter where I'm at or what device I'm using. I don't want to really have to learn a different process or format to do these tasks on my mobile device versus how I'm used to using it on my PC. So here are some game-changing recommendations for winning user experiences. So, the first one here is timely delivery of contextual data and easy to use. So your mobile solutions need to deliver value to your users, whether it's employee, broker, business partner, customer. Delivering that right information when it is needed is critical. Ensure it's easy to access and also easy to use, and definitely renders properly on whatever engagement method or device is used. So testing, your mobile solution on all devices your users will engage with you on is very important here and to remember. The second thing is know your customers and how they want to engage with you. Understand how your users engage with you today, maybe how they want to engage with you tomorrow. How does your business partners engage with you? And how can you best deliver the solution that fits their method of engagement? Millennials want to engage online, whereas maybe older generations of customers tend to engage still through the normal traditional channels such as phone or in person. So understanding the personas or the day in the lives of your target users is definitely an important thing to know as far as designing that personal and game-winning experience for your target audience there. The third thing is don't make your customers relearn your app. Continuity is critical. As we just talked about, make sure your applications deliver the same key functionality, features, and workflow across all platforms, whether it's web or mobile or laptop, smartphone, or wearable, right? Make every engagement channel simple, intuitive, and easy to use. Understand the primary workflows of your users and the sub-workflows or moments where mobile can really deliver efficiencies or value, whether you're that employee that's trying to help a customer with a claim, or if you're a customer trying to do a quote. I want to have that same experience whether I'm doing the quote on my PC or I transition to my mobile device. And then the fourth thing is don't confuse your customers. Cohesive brand across all channels. And so this is an area that we definitely see where it's been some challenging, but certainly improving in the industry, is ensuring that your engagement channels have the same consistent look and feel or brand. The big thing here is this really establishes customer trust and certainly confidence. So if I get an email or I go to your website and it doesn't really render properly on my mobile device, lately it's been found to really raise a red flag or concern with customers that this may be a malicious or fraudulent message that I received, or boy, your website doesn't look the same on my mobile device as it does on my laptop, so did I go to the right site? Is somebody cloning the site and stuff, right? So it's really important that you have that consistent brand and look and feel to deliver that winning user experience. So the next key area we're going to talk about is around big data and analytics. So, today it's really all about what you know and how you use it. So information obviously is key here. So companies that focus on truly getting to know their customers are the ones that will probably soon be acquiring your customers as well. The key thing here is the ability to capture key information about a customer so you can transform them from, maybe example here, Jane Smith, married, 2 kids, into Jane Smith, 36, fitness enthusiast, frequent traveler, homeowner, is married to Bob, and has 2 kids, Johnny and Mary. This is important because knowing this information now allows our agents or customer service representatives to provide more relevant offers or discounts. And we can also provide a personal touch when engaging with that customer that increases their loyalty, as well as the ability to acquire new customers, because hopefully they're going to obviously refer that good experience on to maybe a neighbor, a colleague, or a friend through word of mouth or other channels. So a couple of use cases here I wanted to share. So the first one is, mobile apps connected through a CRM system now enable agents or brokers really to pull that customer detail from any location, including activity records showing the customer called customer service minutes ago. So the agent gets a notification that they just called customer service on their mobile device. Now that agent can use the information to follow up with the customer quickly to ensure that they received the information they needed and were satisfied with the service that was provided by that customer service representative. Or, same scenario, but the agent can now generate a quote because they saw the customer was looking to get in some information or a quote on a particular service or product. So now within minutes, notifying the customer that called in, they can now generate the quote and provide that to them quickly. So it's just that given that extra advantage and competitive value there to that agent out in the field. Another use case here we'll talk about is, there's one company that recently began providing new policyholders with free fitness bands, Fitbits, for example, to track their health progress. So this is enabling the company to capture information about their customers' activities, and then now rewarding those customers for their healthy living. And they're rewarding them by actually giving them a reduction in life insurance premiums. So these are just key ways that harnessing that power of the information and knowing a little bit more information about your customers is now allowing your business personnel, your employees, to provide better service and retain those customers or even attract new customers. Next thing we'll talk about is tapping into the power of big data. So leveraging mobile to capture data not only positively impacts your customers, as we've discussed, but can significantly impact your business. So as an example of a mobile solution that I recently have seen out there that's leveraging data and analytics to deliver benefits and value to insurance there's a leading risk insurance services and decision analytics provider for the insurance industry that recently launched a new mobile claim search app for insurers that enables secure access to claims data, performing various functions such as ad hoc searches based on claim characteristics, mapping the loss locations, scanning VIN barcodes to initiate searches, calling an adjuster for a matching claim, and the ability to analyze data, making better decisions that impact claim severity, reduce expenses, compliance, reporting. So it's solutions like this and others that are being released out in the market that really are making game-changing differences for these insurance companies that use it and those that incorporate it into their digital and user experience strategies. So, key thing here is harness the power of big data and analytics, leverage that to deliver better mobile experiences, and whether it's to your consumers or to your employees out there. The third thing we're going to talk about here is fairly new to the market, right, is wearables and the Internet of Things. So this has really become a new disruption to the industry and a market differentiator for those that are embracing it. So, it's kind of funny, I've got Captain Kirk on here from Star Wars, the buzz with Star Wars and Star Trek, all the new movies coming out. I'd like to credit Captain Kirk for really being ahead of his time here with mobility. As you can see on his wrist, he has a wearable device back then, right in the 70s. So, the creator of that show obviously was certainly well ahead of their time, when it came to wearable technology. So obviously wearable technology and the Internet of Things is very exciting. It's going to set the stage for further digital transformation. So along with big data, wearable technology and the Internet of Things will also impact the insurance industry, and some insurance companies are actually already capitalizing on this and realizing the potential benefits. So those are going to embrace this technology heading into 2016. We'll be able to deliver market differentiating solutions and realize some significant gains. So there was a survey I ran across that was conducted last year by Strategy Meets Action, SMA, which is a Boston-based research advisory firm for the insurance industry, and they found that 3% of insurers were already using wearable devices. There was another 3% that were experimenting with new technology, and 22% were in the process of developing a strategy already for using wearable technology and the Internet of Things. So 2016 will definitely be the year companies determine how wearables and the Internet of Things will work for them and how it can be integrated into their digital business strategies. Traditionally, underwriting risk has been a reflection of historical patterns of the behavior, but with the development and growth of wearables in the Internet of Technology, insurers now have more accurate picture of risk exposure. More customer data is being tracked today than ever before through wearable devices and other devices such as smart thermostats and smart alarms. So one thing to note here is that with this new technology that we're now embracing and introducing is that these technologies are making it easier for companies outside of the insurance industry to now enter the insurance market and become, competitors. So the days of the brick and mortar insurance companies are now being threatened by companies that are launching online and providing, online services and stuff through mobile technologies and Internet of Things. One use case I'll point out here is, State Farm, for example, has policyholders that use smart home technologies. So including the thermostats we referenced there to prevent water pipes from freezing and monitoring technology that prevents cooking fires from causing significant damage. And as a result, these policyholders are receiving discounts on their homeowners insurance. So these insurance companies are in return acquiring more data about their customers, enabling them to deliver more personalized policies. This technology is really extending beyond personal lines into others. There's high-tech sensors that are now being located out in agricultural fields, providing farmers with data on crop health, soil condition, environmental conditions, and pest infestations. So access to this data gives carriers an opportunity to become business partners with their policyholders by offering services that better analyze data to help farmers improve productivity. So we're going to talk about a couple case studies here that I thought were really interesting. The first one here is a Georgia-based insurance company, and they developed a claims adjuster mobile solution using Google Glass with their field adjusters. So they found out that leveraging wearable device, in this case Google Glass, could provide an immediate impact in its catastrophe division, delivering real-time information from the field adjusters working on complex losses. So adjusters typically carry a lot of things around with them, laptops, cell phones, sometimes they even have a voice recorder. So wearable devices in this case are really helping to eliminate the dependency on having all those devices and freeing up the adjuster's hands. The next use case I wanted to share with you is one that is not really directly related in the insurance industry, but I thought it was great because healthcare obviously has some ties to insurance here. This was a really cool use case as well with a Boston Medical Center using Google Glass as well in their emergency department. They created a prototype software for Google Glass, enabling their doctors to quickly get patients' medical history and current health information by simply looking at the QR code that represents the patient. So when a doctor walks into the emergency department room, he or she looks at the barcode placed on the wall there that you see in the picture, and they can immediately recognize the room. The ED dashboard then sends them the information about their patient that they're going to see, and then the doctor can speak with the patient, examine the patient, and perform procedures while seeing problems, vital signs, lab results, and other data through the Google Glass. So the thing to know here about security-wise is personal information stays behind the hospital's firewall and is never sent to the Google Glass or anyone else servers for that matter. So the mobile app presents as much information as possible for the doctor without cluttering up the display. So again, we're seeing how the use of wearable technologies, the Internet of Things, combined with data and so forth is really making an impact in the insurance and even other related industries out there. So definitely going to be game changers as we progress in 2016. The next thing I'll talk about here is enterprise mobility management. We're seeing quite a bit in this space, and companies now paying more and more attention to protecting their corporate data, certainly protecting their customer or personal information, making sure they have the right policies in place, governance, and things that, making sure that they're enforced. So one of the things I wanted to note here is BYD is certainly not a buzzword anymore. Insurance companies are really faced with the task of integrating personal mobile devices into their company's IT ecosystems while maintaining the required levels of security and privacy, particularly when dealing with customer information. So putting the right enterprise mobility management tools such as MDM or MAM solutions and security measures in place to support your BYOD initiatives and adoption of mobile across the enterprise is going to be even more critical as we head into 2016. Not only protecting corporate and customer data, but really instilling the confidence in your employees that the company is providing the right tools to help enhance their productivity securely, but even successfully there as well. So EMM is really more than just publishing the policies out there. That again, as a reference, we've been working with a lot of different companies, and we're seeing that companies rushed out. They put policies in place. They got an MDM solution. They're starting to adopt BYD policies and adoption in their enterprises here. But you can't just do those minimum things and just check the box in there. With the continuous growth of mobile in the enterprise and the adoption of BYD, and now even CYOD, choose your own device, increasing, it's even more important today to ensure your corporate and customer data is secure and your privacy is protected. In the past year, we've worked with many organizations across various industries, helping them to assess their mobile maturity and developing and reviewing, updating their mobile strategies around this. Enterprise mobility management is still one of the areas where we're seeing little focus, being put, and the maturity level is not as high as where it needs to be. And so this is becoming more and more of a focus as we head into 2016. As you see, from recent news where, the last couple of years, Home Depot, Target, Anthem, even today on the news, I saw another company where there is potentially been hacked and stuff. So it's even more important that we're taking all measures to ensure and protect the data and how we're accessing that through mobile devices out there. So one of the things that we would like to recommend here is that your organization is assessing your maturity levels in enterprise mobility management, and that really encompasses the tools you're using like MDM software, MAM software, the types of policies you have in place, device policies, acceptable use and security, governance. Do you have the right organizational structure in the cadence where you're reviewing your policies regularly, communicating them effectively, especially when you're making updates to them and getting the right acceptance from those users or employees out there. And then, putting other measures into place. So just having one or few policies in place or just implementing an MDM solution isn't solving for this today. You got to go above and beyond and really look at the whole picture. And so to summarize here, here are a couple of tips to really help deliver that game-changing impact for you as you look at adopting mobile into your environment, into your offerings out there, or if you have mobile already, certainly to continue expanding it as you move forward in your roadmap and introducing it to different aspects of your lines of business. So know your users and how they want to engage. Keep a simple design. Engage, the design folks, the right folks to help you make it to where it's self-intuitive, that you're really designing for those user interactions in those moment of times, especially as you're introducing wearable technologies or the Internet of Things. Smartwatches, we're seeing those become more and more adopted today by all kinds of users, whether it's business or even in our personal lives. And the key thing to note on when you're designing for those type of technologies is wearable technologies today, you need to think of that as really just as an extension of your current mobile apps or solutions that you're providing out there. You're designing to the fact where you're providing, information that they can quickly glance at, or maybe take a little bit longer look, but it's giving them a notification or it's giving them critical information at that point that will help them and drive some benefit or value to them. But it's not taking over the traditional mobile solutions that we're deploying out there that are helping us do our daily task in the workforce or buying something online maybe. You can't just extend your current client server legacy applications using mobile. You know, you have to look at simplifying the workflow using mobile technology. So if you've got you know, 20 steps into doing a claims process on your laptop, for example, in your client server app on your laptop, when you go to design that for mobile use, think about the mobile, you know, landscape with the smartphone or the tablet. You know, how many steps can I really simplify that down to where I'm still capturing the same information I need to, still getting the end result, but making that user experience better in the long run, and certainly gaining the efficiencies for your folks from a productivity standpoint out in the field. And then the last thing I'll talk about is really, again, continuing to review your maturity in mobility, you know, people, your processes, your technology, identify the gaps, create the actual plan to ensure proper levels of maturity and foundation are in place. Because as we've seen, again, and I'll mention it because it is important, as companies are you know, continuing to roll out different engagement methods, there are folks out there, unfortunately, that look at that as a challenge to try and hack into those new methods of engagement and trying to get that critical information, whether it's, you know, social security numbers, financial information and stuff, and also use that for their financial benefit of themselves. So, you know, you can't, again, just check the box. You need to really ensure that you've got the right measures in place, the right people, processes, and technologies. And these, you know, steps are definitely going to help you create those game-changing solutions and great experiences out there in the marketplace. So to wrap up here, one thing we want to provide is, where do you start? So here's some recommended next steps from Propelics standpoint. Obviously, organizations can't look at mobile as just an app project anymore. Mobile has really become a key part of the broader business and IT strategy. Similar to the way the web evolved and having a website to having an integrated online strategy, the impact of mobile goes far beyond the device and the user interface to encompass integration with external systems, now the Internet of Things, wearable devices, cloud, platform of services, and other existing or emerging technologies that are being introduced every day in the enterprise. So to ensure your organization takes full advantage of what mobile can deliver, here are some key next steps. So first, have a shared vision and understanding across the organization of what your business drivers are and how mobile is or could impact them. Review your market opportunities, the customer strategies, your IT strategies, current mobile strategy. If you don't have a mobile strategy, it's highly recommended to develop one as soon as possible. We can certainly also help you out with that. Develop that innovation strategy that is aligned across IT and business for 2016. Determine if your strategy is focused on customers, employees, partners, maybe a combination of all three there. But you have to have that vision and you have to have that plan and that strategy to go forward. Second, as we talked about, understanding your organization's mobile maturity. Looking at your mobile roadmap, your app delivery processes, technology maturity, your MDM or MAM solutions, governance, your PMO, etc. These are all important to have the right foundation for supporting mobile today and as you go forward. So having a governance organization and a plan is obviously a key thing here. It's also important that your mobile strategy is reviewed and adjusted and communicated regularly. You know, at a minimum, we'd say do it on an annual basis, but a lot of companies we like to recommend, even as they're now venturing into mobile maybe for the first time, that you're reviewing at least on a quarterly basis to be able to make the proper adjustments as you're deploying solutions and services out there through mobility. And then the third, have a roadmap or a plan. Define things in what I call the near term and the short term phases here. Near term, let's look at the first 90 days. What could we do in 90 days? And it doesn't mean you have to deploy an app or a mobile solution in 90 days. A lot of companies, as we're going in and working with them, we're seeing that, you know, there's a lot of things around that maturity assessment that I mentioned that you should do, where it's putting the key measures in place, having the right MDM solution or MAM solution, and making sure it's configured properly. Maybe it's around having the right security or network protocols or infrastructure that's in place to ensure that you're going to be protecting your customers' data or your employees' data and stuff out there. So there's a lot of things that you can do in that near term that really are going to set the proper foundation and give you that confidence that as you start moving forward in your roadmap and deploying mobile solutions to one of your three target areas, consumers, employees, or your partners out there, as we mentioned, that you can focus on those quick wins. You can focus on getting solutions out there that are going to drive immediate value, give them those personal interactions, keep them coming back and engaging with you, and obviously recognizing efficiencies across your enterprise if you're delivering those employee type solutions. So deliver the solutions that help you achieve those business drivers and the objectives you set in the beginning in step one. So that is what I had for today. I'll turn it back over to Adam here, and we'll talk about questions.
Great. Well, thank you for that informative presentation, James. That was great. Now's the opportunity for you to ask James questions. So if you, we have a couple questions, but if you have something you'd like to ask James, just open up your GoToWebinar control panel and ask them either in the chat section or the question section, and we'll address them. Before we get to the questions, I just wanted to mention a special offer that we have for webinar attendees. We're offering a 20% discount on any of our Kickstarts if they're contracted by the end of March. These are kind of like what James alluded to. They're quick ways to get going, to get started on your mobile strategy, whether you're looking for a mobile UX, UI design review, whether you're looking for an IT maturity assessment, whether you're looking for kind of an organization of your mobile app ideas and prioritization of your app ideas, or if you want to rapidly prototype and get going with a mobile app, we have a Kickstart for it. So check them out. There's also one for emerging technologies around IoT and watches and Google Glass and all sorts of fun new technologies that we can start generating ideas for you and show you solutions very, very quickly. So let's get right to some of those questions. If you want to talk about any of the Kickstarts, you can look at them on our website. You can contact us through our website or at info@propelics.com. But here we go with a couple questions. So let's start off with the first one. James, it's a question from Frank. So Frank wants to know, how do we ensure that our MDM or mobile application management solutions are configured properly to ensure we adhere to our policies and provide us with the best protection?
So that's a great question, Frank. And as I just mentioned recently, there is, it's really important to review on a regular basis that maturity level, and MDM and MAM is certainly a part of that. And so again, we've recognized going and working with companies, a lot of companies rushed out, they implemented MDM quickly and felt that, hey, I'm now protected because I have a mobile device management capability in place, and I can now extend that out there. But at further assessment of it, we're noticing that a lot of these companies aren't really truly implementing all the capabilities that they should be in that MDM or MAM solution that really truly provides the protection that they thought they were getting or thought they were deploying out there, right? So our recommendation here is really engage that domain expert. Have someone that can come in that knows your particular product out there or your solution that's implemented, and can help you really, configure it to your use cases, your users out there, and give you that guidance and the tools going forward. So as you perform your regular reviews, that you're taking the right steps to make sure that you truly are protecting the data of your company as well as your customers and personnel information correctly.
Great. Okay, the next question is from Sue, and she wants to know about wearables and IoT. And obviously, wearables and IoT are relatively new. A lot of companies aren't doing anything with them yet. So firstly, is it time to get started with wearables and IoT use cases, or should enterprises wait a bit and work on their mobile strategies? And then, how do you see that playing out between mobile and IoT?
Sure, another great question. So thanks, Sue, for sending that in. Wearables is fairly new, obviously. As I mentioned in some of the statistics and the surveys that have been taken out there, that obviously there's companies that are already embracing it and they're starting to deploy that out there into their enterprise or even for the customers. Part of your question was, do I have to have a strategy in place? Well, certainly, as we've talked about, it does make sense that certainly to have a strategy, have some type of actionable plan that identifies the target markets that you're trying to deploy mobile to first and foremost. So if you're focused on your employees, as we referenced a couple use cases, maybe to a field adjuster or a claims adjuster out there, understand how that mobile solution can be utilized to really drive value to them. Again, we're not trying to deploy their whole existing apps that you may have been using on your desktop or your laptops, right? You're trying to deploy, sub workflows or components of those applications that are driving the best value and increasing the efficiencies of that target user in the marketplace. So certainly, as you're looking at, potentially using mobile technologies or Internet of Things, it's important to understand those use cases, how you're going to use them, where they're going to be used, and so forth. And I think that will then guide you in the right direction. But definitely have a mobile strategy in place. That should be a part of it, if not in the short term or the near term, but definitely in the longer term picture as you go through 2016 into 2017.
Great. Next question is from David. And the question is, you mentioned B2C and B2E and business to partner type apps. And in the insurance space, where do the best opportunities lie? And is there a certain order you should go after things? How should we approach it?
Great question, David. As I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, we're kind of seeing the table stakes, right? It seems like majority of insurance companies out there have already deployed solutions for their customers, whether it's a mobile app that is monitoring my driving behaviors, or it's a mobile app where I can quickly, if I get in an accident, pull up the recommended steps to recording that accident to be able to process my claim and so forth, right? So we're seeing as we go into 2016 and even 2017 that the biggest benefits of mobile is going to be around really the enterprise. It's driving the efficiencies to those employees, whether out in the field doing claims adjustments or meeting with customers, doing quoting and so forth, right? It's that the investments that you've made now, modernizing your legacy back-end systems. Let's leverage that investment you've made and let's extend that now through mobile to really gain the rest of the benefits and value to the enterprise. And so we're seeing that's probably going to be the biggest impact out there as we can move forward to this year and beyond.
Great. Well, I don't think there are any more questions. So again, James, I want to thank you for putting on this webinar. I think it was really great. And like I said, this webinar has been recorded and the slides will be available, and we'll get to you as soon as we can. I want to thank you all for attending, and please attend our future webinars. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.